The Ukrainian Air Force is urging citizens not to post videos of military aircraft flights, especially those featuring F-16 fighter jets. Officials warn that sharing such footage on social media could help Russian forces gather intelligence. Military leaders explain that even short video clips can reveal important details about flight routes, base locations, or tactical movements. This information could be used by Russian forces to track and target Ukrainian aircraft. Pilots already face great danger, flying missions in frontline areas where they are at risk from air-to-air missiles and anti-aircraft weapons. The Air Force has specifically warned that videos showing geolocation details, landmarks, or other identifiable objects pose a serious risk. These images could provide the enemy with precise data on where aircraft are flying and how they operate. Since the Russian invasion began, Ukrainian airspace has been closed to civilian flights for 3 years. This means that any aircraft seen in the sky is almost certainly military. Because of this, any video footage taken and shared publicly can be a security threat. The Ukrainian Air Force continues to stress the importance of keeping such information private to protect its pilots and aircraft from enemy attacks. Several European nations, along with the UK, Canada, and Turkey, are exploring the arrangement of security guarantees for Ukraine in the event of a peace plan. French President Macron has emphasized the importance of strengthening the European security pillar. Czech President Pavel has advocated for keeping Ukraine's NATO accession on the negotiation table as the best security guarantee. Ukraine and Czechia are jointly launching a satellite constellation for optical reconnaissance. From Russia's perspective, there are reports that Vladimir Putin wants Europe to stop supporting Ukraine. Russian state media has seen a well-known military correspondent openly use the word war to describe the ongoing conflict in Ukraine, despite the official term being special military operation. There are also claims in Russian media about a growing alignment between the US and Russia. Russia is reportedly seeking arms from North Korea. Pro-Kremlin sources have been spreading a fake video discrediting a supposed Ukrainian military operation. Regarding the United States, while a significant aid package was previously in place, future involvement is being questioned as allocated funds run out. The U.S. has also scaled back its participation in some international groups overseeing actions against Russia. There have been reports, considered uncertain, about the U.S. potentially taking over the Nord Stream 2 pipeline and former President Trump's reported interest in Ukraine's Zaporizhzhia nuclear power plant. A ceasefire between Ukraine and Russia is described by some sources as imminent, though this is disputed. Ukraine's president has stated the country is ready to consider investment in and restoration of the Zaporizhzhia nuclear power plant. Ukraine has also stated that a ceasefire must be real and that NATO, not the UN, will protect them. Russia launched an attack on Zaporizhzhia on the evening of March 21st, causing destruction to civilian infrastructure. There are reports of casualties as a result of the strike. The attack damaged private homes and high-rise buildings in the city. Authorities are still gathering details about the extent of the damage. Local officials have confirmed that the number of victims has risen to 5. 3 people are in serious condition, while 2 others have moderate injuries. Medical teams are providing necessary treatment and support to those affected. This attack happened just 1 day after Russian forces also targeted the city and surrounding region using drones. In that strike, at least 4 residential buildings were damaged, along with structures within a summer cottage cooperative. The repeated attacks have caused significant destruction and concern among residents. President Volodymyr Zelensky gave an address Friday regarding the release of Ukrainian people from captivity. He shared the very positive news that 197 Ukrainians were recently returned home from Russian captivity. This event led to many happy social media posts and media coverage, highlighting how Ukrainians wait for and respect their people and are glad to see them back. President Zelensky emphasized that Ukraine remembers every military and civilian in captivity and is actively seeking information and confirmation about those who might be held by Russia, but about whom there is no precise information yet. He stated that the return of a person is always a joy. He noted that the coordination headquarters and all relevant services have been working for almost the entire duration of the war, and more than 4,000 people, specifically 36 people, have been returned so far. He affirmed the commitment to bring everyone back. According to President Zelensky, The issue of Ukrainian prisoners is a mandatory topic in all negotiations and meetings with international partners who can help. He mentioned that discussions with the American side and other partners about ending the war include the release of prisoners as one of the initial key steps, which Ukraine considers essential. He thanked all partners for their support and everyone in Ukraine and the world who keeps the issue of prisoners in the information agenda. President Zelensky asked everyone to remember that each released person is effectively a feat of the soldiers on the front lines who replenish the exchange fund. He thanked all Ukrainian soldiers for their bravery. He also stressed that the return home and care for those who have been in captivity should not end, but is an obligation of all levels of government and every person who can help. President Zelensky expressed his gratitude for the teamwork of the office, the main intelligence directorate GUR, the Security Service of Ukraine SBU, the Ministry of Internal Affairs MVR, the Ombudsman and all others involved, thanks to whom Ukrainians are returning. He concluded by stating that returning their people is one of the most important principles of the Ukrainian state, and it will continue to be so. The Budget Committee of Germany's Bundestag approved an additional €3 billion in military aid for Ukraine in 2025. These new funds will be used to purchase ammunition, drones, armored vehicles, and air defense systems for Ukraine's ongoing defense efforts. The newly approved €3 billion comes on top of €4 billion in military assistance already planned in Germany's 2025 budget for Ukraine. Berlin also intends to allocate €8.3 billion to Kyiv between 2026 and 2029. German government spokesperson Stefan Hebestreit said the latest aid package will include not yet manufactured Iris-T air defense systems, which will be delivered over the next 2 years. Since Russia launched its full-scale invasion, Germany has become Ukraine's second-largest military aid provider, delivering support worth approximately €28 billion, behind only the United States.